The Boxer Rebellion was a violent uprising that occurred in China between 1899 and 1901. The rebellion was led by a secret society known as the Boxers, who were opposed to foreign influence and Christian missionaries in China. The rebellion was initially successful, with the Boxers capturing Beijing and killing many foreigners and Chinese Christians. However, a coalition of foreign powers, including the United States, Great Britain, and Japan, intervened and defeated the Boxers. Following the rebellion, China was forced to pay heavy reparations and open its markets to foreign trade. The Boxer Rebellion is considered a turning point in Chinese history, as it highlighted the weakness of the Qing dynasty and the need for modernization and reform. 0111-1894, Formation of the Boxers. The Boxers, a secret society in China, were formed with the aim of driving out foreign influence and preserving traditional Chinese culture. They believed that foreign missionaries and traders were responsible for the country's woes. 2006-1900, Boxer Rebellion begins. The Boxer Rebellion began with attacks on foreign missionaries and their converts in Shandong province. This quickly spread to other parts of China. The Empress Dowager Cixi, who secretly supported the Boxers, declared war on the foreign powers. 1408-1900, Siege of the Legations. The Boxers and the Chinese army laid siege to the foreign legations in Beijing. The legations were defended by a small force of foreign soldiers and Chinese Christians. The siege lasted for 55 days, and was finally broken by a relief force made up of soldiers from 8 different countries. 0709-1901, Boxer Protocol. The Boxer Protocol was signed, officially ending the rebellion. China was forced to pay an indemnity to the foreign powers, and foreign troops were allowed to be stationed in China. The rebellion had lasting effects on China, including a significant increase in anti-foreign sentiment. 1901-1904, Aftermath and Reforms. The Boxer Rebellion prompted the Qing Dynasty to initiate a series of reforms, including modernizing the military and education systems. However, these reforms were largely ineffective, and the dynasty was overthrown in the Shanghai Revolution of 1911. The rebellion also contributed to the rise of Chinese nationalism and the eventual formation of the Republic of China. International response. The Boxer Rebellion drew significant attention from the international community. The Eight-Nation Alliance, consisting of troops from countries such as the United States, Great Britain, France, Germany, Russia, and Japan, was formed to suppress the rebellion and protect their respective citizens and interests in China. These foreign troops played a crucial role in defeating the Boxers and lifting the siege of the foreign legations in Beijing. Empress Dowager Cixi's role. Empress Dowager Cixi initially expressed support for the Boxers, as she saw them as a means to expel foreign influence and strengthen her own power. However, as the rebellion escalated and foreign forces advanced on Beijing, she recognized the dire situation and began seeking negotiations to end the conflict. Her shifting stance and eventual cooperation with the foreign powers contributed to the ultimate defeat of the Boxers. Impact on Chinese society. The Boxer Rebellion had a profound impact on Chinese society. While the Boxers portrayed themselves as defenders of traditional Chinese values, their violent actions led to widespread destruction and loss of life. Their attacks on foreigners and Christians fueled anti-foreign sentiment and further polarized Chinese society. The rebellion also exposed the weaknesses and corruption of the Qing dynasty, eroding public trust in the ruling regime. Reparations and concessions. As a consequence of the rebellion, China was forced to pay significant reparations to the foreign powers involved in the conflict. These indemnities placed a heavy financial burden on China and further weakened its economy. Additionally, China was compelled to grant various concessions, including the opening of more ports for foreign trade and the expansion of foreign influence in the country. These concessions deepened China's subordination to foreign powers and sparked further calls for reform and modernization. Long-term significance. The Boxer Rebellion is often seen as a turning point in Chinese history. It exposed the inadequacies of the Qing dynasty and highlighted the urgent need for modernization and reform. The rebellion's failure contributed to the growing sentiment in China that genuine change could only be achieved through a complete overhaul of the traditional system. It paved the way for subsequent revolutionary movements, such as the Shanghai Revolution, which led to the collapse of the Qing dynasty and the establishment of the Republic of China. Overall, the Boxer Rebellion was a complex and tumultuous chapter in China's history. It revealed the clash between traditional values and the forces of modernity, and its repercussions reverberated throughout the following decades, shaping the trajectory of Chinese politics, society, and foreign relations.